Welcome to Curly's Thinking Like a Top 500 Player. As you can see, we're playing on Watch Point Gibraltar, and we're getting absolutely rolled. They're just ruining our holes this game. Like, they are just going in there straight pounding, zero remorse, not even thinking about spitting on it. We are getting fucking ruined right now. So, what I'm doing here is I'm acknowledging that we're getting rolled, and the way their composition works. As you can see, they're running Diva, Lifeweaver, Mercy, Widow, and Pharah. Their composition works by having space. So they just capped second point on Gibraltar, and this is a very surprisingly decent spawn hold if you have the right composition for it. Now, my team isn't set up for close quarters combat specifically because we do have Widowmaker, but we are more equipped for it because we do have the Echo, we have Mercy, and we have the Moira. So we are more set up for close quarters combat. So here, as soon as these doors open, I'm going to start applying a lot of pressure to the enemy team and really trying to spawn hold them. We have our entire team is alive right now. So I just want to smother them, to deny them that space that they require to be able to allow their composition to function. So, let's just see how this plays out. As you can see here, I immediately go for the Mercy, because I didn't see their Lifeweaver immediately. So, I just want to pressure out their supports, put as much pressure on their supports to make the supports heal each other so that my team has an opportunity to shoot other people like their Pharah, like their Widowmaker, like even their Diva, to give them an opportunity to maybe kill them so that these two can focus on healing each other. As you can see, the Mercy got away, but I'm not really that concerned about it because I know the Mercy flew away to go somewhere else. That just leaves the Lifeweaver perfectly killable. Now, I know I have my ultimate, so I'm going to be able to use my ultimate to get a second life playing as Diva. I am full committed to this. I was in comms with my team. As you can see, my team wasn't fully committed to the spawn hold like I was. I commed to my team and I said, guys, we are spawn holding this. Like, we are not leaving their spawn. We need to spawn hold them. Because once they get outside the spawn area, look how much more space they have to work with. And remember, their composition requires space. Their composition requires ample amount of space for it to function very, very well. So I need to deny them that. I will take this 1v4 right now with my bomb. And, well, pretty soon it's going to be a 1v3. I will take this fight every time to try and deny them this space. I need to get them in their spawn, get them trapped, get them flustered. Because right now they are absolutely rolling us and we need to change up the tempo. So we need to throw the first punch. A lot of times, low ranking tanks are very scared to throw the first punch. You cannot be scared to throw the first punch. So here, I'm throwing the first punch. I don't care, I'm right outside their spawn. I'm trying to deny them their mojo, their space, and trying to be more aggressive. As you can see, it works. Now, I'm not encouraging you guys to go in there and 1v3, 1v4 people if you don't have an opportunity to get out or if you don't have an opportunity to actually confirm valid eliminations, right? So the eliminations that are worth a lot more than other ones are like killing supports or killing the tank. So I am not condoning that you go in there and 1v4 every single fight or 1v3 every single fight. But if you have a get out of jail free card like Diva Bomb or Winston ult or whatever ult that you may have or something else, then sure, you can try it. But you have to be careful. You have to know your limitations. You have to know where the enemy's at and where your team's at and how much support you're going to get versus the enemy. So now here we just enter the spawn. Now we just go straight to the spawn hole, trying to take advantage of any opportunities that we have. Basically keep them in here as long as possible. Because now they're not even going to start, right? Echo is really well. I noticed the lightning was popped right. I'll just put pressure on him. Somebody else gets the elimination. I didn't have my ultimate, and I didn't think I was going to be able to kill anybody, so that's why I didn't continue the game. There's a fine line between feeding and playing aggressive. So here, as soon as I boop that Pharah outside, I'm just going to apply full pressure to her and make sure I get this elimination. If I see the Mercy fly out here too, she's also dead. These guys are going to have... As you can see, their Widowmaker is very good. So we cannot allow her any space. I know I'm getting my ultimate, so I will continue to play super aggressive, and if I need to use my ultimate, I will. So here, I am drawing a lot of eyes on me. Like, I had their Widowmaker on me. I've just been harassing their Lifeweaver. I made him use his ultimate. And now I even have the Diva and the Mercy on me. So I'm drawing 3 eyes just for me. And I have my get out of jail free card. So this is just a win for me. I use my get out of jail free card. And now I'm disengaging. Now that I don't have it, I'm disengaging. I did not confirm any eliminations, so I cannot continue to be aggressive here. Here I see my Echo got another great elimination on their carry player here. So now we're going to try to play more aggressively to see if we can get more eliminations and clean up this fight. No one can hide. Here, I made a play to trap their Diva outside of spawn, so I'm just body blocking her so my team can easily eliminate her. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to, kind of, but body blocking is a very, 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 very strong strategy in Overwatch. As you can see, their Widowmaker is just a terror on this game. She just was absolutely carrying. Same thing with their Pharah. The entire enemy team was doing great this game. They were all doing great. Now, when you're putting pressure on an Ana, especially playing Diva, Ana's first initial reaction is always going to be sleeping you, and then after once she gets weak, she's always going to nade herself. So once you start the engagement, start shooting at her, and then pull up your DM to eat the sleep, and then you can drop the DM, use your micro missiles on her, and then you have to pull up the DM again to eat the nade. So right there, I knew the nade was coming, but I was just slightly late to it. Be better than me. So here, I know that we don't have our Moira in the fight, and I know I don't have my ultimate up, so I need to play a little bit less aggressively. I know their Diva isn't in mech yet. I knew she was a baby Diva. I know she has a little bit of ult charge. I don't know how much. So I'm going to allow them to get a little bit of space before I re-engage, because I'm just allowing time for my Moira to come back into the fight before I re-engage this. Here, just remember playing the stall game. I see the baby Diva coming out like this, playing close to the corner. You always know the baby Diva is going to try and crunch you when she does this. But yeah, so right here, I'm just trying to play the stall game, just denying them as much space as possible. I was hoping that maybe I could get my ultimate back in a relatively quick amount of time, but I don't think that happens here. I do unfortunately allow her to crunch me, which then makes me back off, which is then going to allow my team to get killed here. So if we were able to continue to hold up there, and if I would have had my ultimate, I would have immediately put pressure on that Widowmaker, because as soon as that Widowmaker takes this high ground up here, she's getting so much space. I view Widowmaker as a pseudo tank. She takes space. she's a space creator. A good Widowmaker makes a lot of space for your team. So I consider her a pseudo tank, so I will try and pressure her and deny her those angles as much as humanly possible. Otherwise, she's just going to keep doing this. Here, I don't risk my life for the Echo, because if I get demeched here, it's over, right? I'm going to have to try and figure out a way to jump off the map, or I'm going to have to get eliminated very quickly. It's just better for me to just feed all this ult charge to my Moira right now. So, we took them down from 5 minutes to 3 minutes, and now they're just starting to push on this point. So that spawn hold, extremely effective here. Was extremely great. I couldn't have asked for a better spawn hold for us to be holding them for 3 straight minutes before they finally won. That just shows you how crucial space was to their composition. I know I have my ult again, so I'm okay to continue to go in, try and get eliminations. I'm just basically going to be feeding here, hoping that I can open up an opportunity for either me, my teammates, to get eliminations, or for the enemy to misplay. So I'm just going to go in there and just cause chaos so that hopefully one of these guys can get an elimination. So here I didn't want to get demeched because I saw that we did get elimination. So I didn't want to have to use my ult here, but I do just to get back into the match. But if I could have avoided it, I would have. So I did go a little bit too deep there. I wasn't anticipating their Lifeweaver to use his ultimate when they were down 2. So that is my fault for getting demeched here. I should have played... I got a little bit too aggressive for not having my get out of jail free card here. Also, low-ranking players, just acknowledge how close I'm always playing to the walls. If I'm in mech, out of mech, it doesn't matter. I'm always trying my best to play as close to walls as possible to mitigate the amount of damage that I will be taking. The less damage I take, the more damage I can do, and the more damage my supports can do, the less ult charge I feed the enemy team. So here, I saw my Echo was going in. I saw my Echo was absolutely in the enemy team, so this is a great time for me to engage, especially since she got an elimination. My Echo and I were definitely the carry pieces here. We were working very well together towards the end. I see the Lifeweaver all by his lonesome. So here I made a decision. Here I made a unique decision. I thought to myself, do I A, try and take the 2v, 3v1, or do I B, re-engage onto the D.Va and kill her and get her out of mech? I chose to go back and get her out of mech because I saw that none of her teammates could actively help her, while I don't think I could have been actively helped while going up here. So I would have been doing the same exact thing this D.Va was doing if I would have engaged on these guys. So I saw their D.Va was so deep into my team that I had to help my teammates. Otherwise, typically, if I would have had my ultimate here, I would have stayed down here. But as soon as I saw this D.Va going back, I was like, she doesn't have anybody with her. She's all by herself. I need to go back there and pressure on her. So it was made for a once again, their Widowmaker was an absolute monster this game. backing up because I know we're down 2.
No one can hide from my sight.
Trying to be on my echo to enable her. And just going straight after the Widowmaker who can't get any help from her. I'm anticipating that Tracer has a pulse bomb here. But she never used it. Thanks for easy. So with D.Va, you kind of just want to be like a surgeon, right? You want to get in, get out, take advantage of people who are all by themselves. If you can take a 1v1 with any support or DPS, take it. More than likely you will win it as long as you don't get absolutely outplayed. 99% of the time you will win a 1v1 as D.Va. So if you see somebody by themselves, like I saw that Widowmaker, go for it. Just be sure not to look at that and be like, okay, I see their Widowmaker. Let's get this off the screen. I see their Widowmaker all the way down here, all by herself, as D.Va. No, you can't just fly across the map and put pressure on her. But if you see that she is out of position, like way closer than what she should be, or if she's in a really good position, like right up here, if she would have been able to control this spot up here, she would have been absolutely able to wreak havoc on my team. So right here, I'm just fighting for high ground. Remember, high ground is king. If you can get high ground, take high ground. Once again, you see somebody overextending, see somebody out of position like that, you have to go for it. Especially when you're playing D.Va, take those 1v1s. Mako is once again doing a phenomenal job. As you can see here, Brig, all by herself, going to put pressure on this Brig right now. If this Brig wasn't out of position over here, I would have put pressure on that Ana. But Brig's all by herself over here, so I'm gonna put pressure on her. I'm pretty sure she gets away though. Unfortunate because she hit that whip shot on me. But still need to apply that pressure to her. Here I'm just denying them this space. Just really trying to keep up the pressure on her. Anticipating nade and sleep from Liana. Didn't get either of them, but that's fine. Deny them space. Deny space, deny space, deny space. Trade your HP and your abilities to keep space away from them. Because remember, like we said earlier, their composition really required space. Now they're playing a less space requiring comp. Now that they have Tracer instead of Widowmaker, they don't really need as much space to function, but still, we want to keep up the aggression. My team is playing a lot better while playing much more aggressively, so we're going to keep that up here. So here, I saw the D.Va was all by herself. She was obviously, I think she was trying to chase somebody. That's what I thought, that she was trying to chase somebody. So I immediately come over here to put pressure on her. But as soon as I saw her all by herself, I went for it. Even for tanks, if you think that you can win a 1v1 against a tank and they're all by themselves, do it. Take the fight. Here, I determined that it was just going to take too much time for me to actually kill the D.Va, so I just decided to get away from her. Once again, going deep into the team when I know that I have my ultimate. Now that we're up a little bit, I didn't want to use my ultimate here, but I had to get my back back. And somehow I killed him. Trying to sniff out that Tracer because she's a lot easier to kill than the D.Va. know Tracy doesn't have recall, so I was gonna on her like flies on shit. I see my Echo. So right there, I saw my Echo land some stickies up here. I was really hoping that she was going to do more damage. Diana obviously used nade here. So as soon as I saw her land these stickies up here, I immediately went for it to try and see if I could clean up any of these kills. It's not you versus the enemy team. It's your team versus the enemy team. So if you see your teammates engaging, using abilities, trying to get eliminations, doing a lot of damage, you need to follow up on whatever they are doing. You guys need to work together. So as soon as I saw the Echo use the stickies, I went up there to see if I could get an elimination.
No one can hide from my sight.
As soon as I realized I could not get an elimination, I got away, guys. There's a difference between just sitting there and feeding and losing all of your HP. Did you guys see how much HP I lost here? Coming up here, I had full HP. I see Echo land the stickies.
No one can hide.
I'm using a lot of DM to try and stay alive, and I'm already down like 300 HP, and most of that's armor. So that's not great, so I need to disengage. You cannot be feeding here, you cannot be overstaying your welcome. You need to be testing out the water, seeing how much damage you take versus how much damage you don't take. If I did take a lot of damage here, I would have stayed up there. But since I took a lot of damage, I'm going back, regrouping, getting healed before I re-engage. Well, that's would have been the smart thing, but I know the Brig was being pressured here. I think my team marked the Brig, as we can see here. Team marked Brig. I saw the Moira throw an orb up here, so I'm like, okay, maybe I can get a little bit greedy here and see if I can kill the Brig. Once again, Brig's all by herself. Take those 1v1s. If the D.Va should have stayed here and fought me here, but she didn't. She left, which allowed me to get an easy 1v1 against the Brig. See the Ana here. What's the Ana gonna want to do initially? Sleep and then nade. There's the sleep. I need to be better with eating the nade, but sleep. They always sleep the nade. And because I messed up my eat timing, I get demexed.
Concentrating for all systems on optimal level.
He's with you.
High ground is king, guys. So just try and play on high ground as much as humanly possible. Try and control the high ground as much as humanly possible. Here, once again, I know I'm really close to my ultimate. I should be able to build my ultimate. So I'm just going to go really deep here, go into the enemy team, see if I can get elimination on a valuable target like a support. You see how many eyes I'm drawing here? I drew their Ana, I had their Tracer on me, I have now their Echo, and now I have their D.Va. See how many eyes I have drawn on me here? And this is all buying my team space to be able to push the cart and go forward and capture this point. And I have a get out of jail free card, my ultimate, which allows me to do this. Here, once again, I didn't want to use my ultimate because we did win. We were going to cap it, but since I didn't demech this D.Va and I got demeched myself, I wanted to use that ultimate to make sure that we captured this point. I didn't want to leave it up to chance. This Ana was a little bit silly. Just take the spawn swap, guys. Go into spawn, click F, change spawns. I don't know why she tried walking out here. This is an easy elimination. So here. The thing I'm most concerned about is where we cap the payload at. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and come up here and take as much space before the enemy team sets up and takes a space. So I want to trade this space for their abilities. I'm going to try to maintain the space as much as humanly possible to give my team the ability to set up and have better positioning than the enemy team. But if I can't do that, I'm going to trade this space for their abilities. I know that there's only the Echo and the Brig alive right now, so I'm going to try and just put pressure on the Brig, see if I can get an easy elimination on her. She boots me back. I realize that ain't gonna happen, so I'm just gonna slowly back up. Just contest the Diva, she's gonna make her life rough. There's nobody else I can contest. Right, so everybody else was spaced out. There was nobody else I could actively shoot at to actually get any value from, so I went on the Diva. A lot of times when you're playing Diva, you basically check people's HP with your cannons. Since Diva doesn't need to reload, she shoots very fast. All you have to do is basically pepper each of the enemies to see how much HP they have. And if you pepper somebody and you see that they're very weak, dive them. If you're not going to get eliminated, right? Like, if you have full HP and you're not just going balls deep into the enemy team. But, like, if I would have saw their Ana was 1 HP there, I would have tried to put a little bit more pressure on her, and I would have considered trying to dive her. Not saying I would have, I'm saying I would have considered it. Once again, marking the Brig, right? Brig's a lot easier to kill than Diva. Now that she has her ultimate up, that's not the same story, but still going to put a lot of pressure on this Brig. I know their Ana's going to try and pocket their Brig to keep her alive as long as possible, so I'm going to try and use my DM to deny her some healing. Or that's what I would have done if the Brig wouldn't have isolated herself right here. And now me and the Genji 2v1. So I saw my Genji mark the Ana, so I know my Genji is going to try and eliminate their Ana with me, so this should be an easy 2v1 as well. I know Trish doesn't have recall, so I'm just going to put a lot of pressure on her. Put more pressure on the Ana. I know she's all by herself. I have my own fine for the kill. So that's how we took an absolute roll by the enemy team. Remember, they had 5 minutes after capping the second point to just stalemating them and then easily winning the game. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. But I really appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you guys.